Reading maps. It is very important these days to read maps. It has become a practice that everybody is using maps to reach a destination. Also, the Google Maps on the online and on the laptops or the gadgets that the people are using to drive in certain directions are very commonly used. Therefore, the students must be trained to read maps. Also, there can be maps given on leaflets which the students need to understand. If they come to know how to follow a map, life becomes very easy for them. The map reading exercise can also be done at the primary level. For example, the teacher can draw a school map that there are 5 classrooms in a row, then there is a corridor, so she can make a drawing on her own. It is a very good resource to prepare for the teachers for the primary classes, the school map. So she can have 5 rooms in a row, then a corridor on the right, and then a school office, and then they have to turn left to go out to the playground, and then they have to further go straight and then turn right to go to the canteen. So such a simple map should be drawn by the teacher for the primary school students and kept as a resource for many years. This sort of an activity would encourage the students to read maps and reach their destinations instead of depending on anybody and asking for directions. So if this activity is started at a primary level, the students find it a very interesting activity. I would suggest that the teachers should do this activity practically with the primary school children. In that way, the children would also come to know about the places they can find in their school. So what the teacher needs to do is look at the important places or the important rooms she thinks the students should know about, draw a picture of that. If she is not a good at drawing, then she can take a photograph of that and then photocopy for the resource making for the students, and then give one piece of paper on which the map is either photocopied or drawn, and give it to the pair to find the way themselves. So the class gets involved in an activity to look for all those places which are mentioned on the map. So the teacher asks the students to start looking for all the places by looking at the maps and following them. So what happens is that the students, they go out of the classroom, they have a piece of paper in front of them and they see, okay, this is room number 1. So they look for room number 1, and from there they find the direction to go to room number 2. And then they reach room number 2. And as they reach room number 2, they can put a tick there. Then if they can find the next room which is on the map, they can continue with the activity. In case of those students who are unable to find the rooms and find it a difficult activity, the teacher needs to guide them and help them, and also show them that how the map has to be followed. And in order to make the students understand to follow maps, it would be a good exercise for the teacher to make them practice following the map and then looking at the piece of paper which is given by the teacher, and then every time ticking off the place that they reach to. This is very important for students to learn at the secondary and higher level also. For the secondary and higher level students, teachers can use leaflets, mostly available for reaching certain places. Sometimes we can also download maps from the Google and use them for senior classes or secondary classes. So the availability of this resource, which is another print resource, is quite a lot, and people can get this resource and keep it with them. Usually we find so many places where we go to and we find these printed maps at the gate or the door from which we enter the place, so we can collect some maps from there. Sometimes the hospitals, they provide their maps how to reach the hospital, and we can collect it as a resource for us.